Hello Captains, Cato Genesis here, with a magazine's guide for Starfield, this time going over the Constellation Guide set of magazines that consists of a set of 5 issues. Just like previous stat bonus magazines I've talked about, these bonuses are applied based on how many magazines you have, not which issues. So regardless of picking up issue 5 first or issue 1 first, you'll still only get the first bonus in that set. Now, New Game Plus will allow you to pick up a duplicate of a magazine set and count towards that. So if your count is off and you're New Game Plus, that's probably why. For the sake of ease, let's just go with the idea that you're in a single playthrough and collecting all 5 in that playthrough. So once you've picked up a issue of the Constellation Guide, it should permanently reduce fall damage by 5%. After you pick up 2 magazines, you will permanently use 15% less O2 while moving when encumbered. Once you have 3 Constellation Guides, healing items are permanently 5% more effective. After you have 4 of these magazines, Outposts permanently produce resources 5% faster. And once you've picked up all 5 Constellation Guides in any order, basic and advanced science skills unlock 2% faster on top of other bonuses. So now that we've gone over the bonuses, I'll be going over the locations of each of these issues of magazines, ordered by main quest progression-ish, with the last one I talk about being quest locked. So let's get to those locations. Constellation Guide 01 is in New Atlantis, inside the Lodge on Jemison in the Alpha Centauri system. This is what I would consider the most common magazine to see first, because it is right in front of you when you first meet Sarah Morgan at the Lodge, during One Small Step. Constellation Guide 01 will be sitting on the railing right next to her when you make your introductions, and next to the big artifact display that is the centerpiece of the Lodge. Constellation Guide number 2 is at a procedural point of interest. This is the only one for this list, but this one is found in the abandoned research tower. Fortunately, this is a pretty easy one to spot from a distance, so I recommend the takeoff and land method if you're just after this magazine. But once you find this silhouette of this T-shaped structure, make your approach, open up the extra large airlock, and there will be a lift that will take you all the way up to pretty much the room we need to be at or close to. Another extra large doorway up here will lead into the storage area or warehouse area up here. If it is closed and locked, you may have to find a corridor or two or a couple of sets of stairs to lead yourself up to access the terminal to open up that doorway. When you're in this warehouse area, you can take the stairs up or boost pack up to a viewing room up here with a terminal inside. Just next to this terminal is the location of the Constellation Guide 02. For Constellation Guide 04, we'll be heading to the Clinic space station that is orbiting Deepala in the Nerion system. This one's a quick dock, enter, and pick up, because the waiting room next to the docking area is where this magazine is found. Just to your immediate left when you enter, next to the chairs in the waiting area. And this is a good place to pick up meds too if you need them. If so, look for Ocean Salvato and he'll set you up. Our fourth one to pick up is Constellation Guide 05, at the deserted Trade Authority star station that is orbiting Prax in the Valo system. And the Valo system is right next to the Nerion system, kind of occupying the same space. So if you select the Nerion system, you can then pick the Valo system from there. When you finally make it to the orbit of Prax and find this Trade Authority star station being accosted by spacers, you can dock with the station and get a quickened situation report from the UC security that's there. After speaking to the UC security officer, or just walking by them, the waiting area in here is where the magazine is located. And if you take a left when you first enter the waiting room, there will be a large blue lid crate next to some railing, and on top of this crate is the magazine we're looking for. The fifth and final Constellation Guide we're looking for is Constellation Guide 03, and I saved this for last because it is the quest-locked one of the set. This one is found at the Dauntless crash site on Cassiopeia 1 in the Eta Cassiopeia system. This location is accessible once you gain the quest In Memoriam, which is one of Sarah Morgan's late companion quests. And this is probably one of those situations where the companion won't leave your party until you finish the objective. So once you land in this gorgeous forested area and find the Dauntless wreckage, inside the section that was converted into a living habitat, and also where a lot of drama happens, Constellation Guide 03 will be sitting on the round table in the center of the room. So that is where to find all 5 of the Constellation Guides. Now I'd like to hear from you. Which one of these magazines did you just walk by or miss completely? Because Constellation Guide 05 was that for me. If you're not tired of me just yet, there are several other guides on the channel for Starfield, including tips and tricks and other magazine collectibles guides. And if you found this useful, entertaining, or both, please do whatever it is you see fit to show that. Among the things you can is by supporting on Patreon, like the amazing patrons on screen now, including Wasteland Legends, Sven, and Rose. Thanks so very much for watching. I'm Kato Genesis, and I hope to see you among the stars.